the issue. So there's other benefits to having a maintenance plan.
That can be a big savings.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If it, especially if it's some little thing. And
Yes.
yeah, awesome, awesome. So let's move over to new installs and what we should be looking for, because it's a very, big outlay of money. Usually, what, $8,000 to $12,000 for a new unit?
Yes, and it's probably the largest and the most expensive appliance that anybody has in their home.
Yeah. So, what is it that we should be looking for first in the company and then in the unit? Because I know there's different size units depending on the size of the home. So, how are you making sure you're getting the right unit for your home and your needs?
So number one is going to be what we had mentioned before. Make sure you got a licensed contractor and that that they're insured. Secondly, is you want to look at the equipment that they're presenting to you. Um, there's plenty of research that homeowners can do on their own on the internet. I subscribe to Consumer Reports. There's always a yearly article that Consumer Reports puts out on air condition reliability, and they basically rank the top 10 air conditioning companies, manufacturing companies. So you don't want to go with if they say, hey, we're going to install XYZ brand and it's something you've never heard of. You definitely want to do some research. There's about 3 or 4 companies out there that most people have heard of. If you were to say the name, Carrier or Train or Lennox, people have heard of those brands. You just got to avoid, the builder grade brands because it's just going to cause you nothing but headaches and service issues in the future.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, what else are you looking for then? So, I want to make sure I have a quality brand.
Yeah.
What about the company? What are you, when you come in and you look at if it's either a new build or if it's, my system just died and I need a new system, what is it that I want to be looking for other than the brand?
Yeah, so you want to make sure that the equipment is sized appropriately to your home. So, what a lot of companies will do is they look at the unit you have, and let's say your unit failed and you had a 2-ton AC unit. Well, they look at that and they say, okay, you need a 2-ton to replace it. They don't factor in things like, your roof was recently replaced, you got new windows installed. Let's say you got R38 insulation blown into your attic. All these different factors, the house being better sealed than it was when it was constructed, changes the load on the house. So any company you hire, you want to make sure they do a full load calculation. It's an engineering calculation that will basically determine what the heat load on your house is, and that's what helps us as AC professionals design a system that is sized appropriately to your house. That you can have some pretty big issues if you undersize your air conditioning unit or if you oversize the air conditioning unit. So you want to make sure that they do that calculation. They make sure that the system is sized right for your home and not just base it on what was there that may have been installed 20 years ago.
Mhm. Yeah, technology would be really different, I would assume, from 20 years ago. So bigger is not necessarily better. You might think in Florida, I want the biggest unit because it's so warm here, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, that's not the case at all. We get that a lot. Some consumers aren't educated in how that process works, but yeah, we get the people that say, this one doesn't cool as good. The replacement, I want it to be larger. Well, they don't understand. The one that they have may not be cooling good because it's 20 years old and the coil is clean or clogged up and dirty, and it's just not running efficiently. What happens when somebody oversizes their air conditioning unit is what it'll do is it will actually cool the house down quicker than what it should. So what happens is it's going to drop the temperature of the house, but it's not going to lower the humidity, which is really, what you want to do is you want to get rid of the humidity. So you'll end up with a house that is cool, but it'll be very humid. And then from that point, the unit will start to cycle on and off very shortly. We call it short cycling. It's not good for the unit, and it's not good for the environment inside your home, because you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna have a humid environment that's cool, like a damp and a cool environment, which nobody really wants that.
No, I would assume that mold would then grow. If you have a humid environment, that definitely you'd have more of those other issues.
Yeah, that's correct. So what we prefer is to do a full load calculation, size the air conditioning unit appropriately to the house, and what that will do is that'll ensure that we get the long run time of the air conditioner that's going to draw as much humidity out of the home as possible.
Excellent. Let's talk about warranties. I know that that's a big thing. You know, you want to be able to, you put this money into, it's a huge investment. And so how long should I expect it to actually, work? And what can I expect warranty wise?
Okay, so one thing that kind of sets Dolphin apart is our warranty with our newest brand that we are partnering with. We are able to offer a 12-year parts and labor warranty. So that's kind of unheard of in this industry. 10 years on parts is pretty much the gold standard on any air conditioning company you go with. The problem is they're only going to give you a labor warranty for 1 year. So one thing that will set us apart is the average lifespan of an air conditioning unit in this climate is anywhere from 10 years to, say, 15 years. So we are going to provide with our new installs a 12-year warranty that's going to cover all the parts, all the labor.
Wow.
So pretty much for the lifetime of that unit, it's under warranty. So things like, after 5 or 6 years, something, a compressor goes out, for example. You make a phone call to us, we show up, diagnose the problem, compressor gets replaced, you don't pay a dime. We give you a receipt and, thank you, have a nice day. With other companies, what you'll end up doing is the parts will be under warranty for 10 years, but say after year 5, you're not going to have any labor coverage. So that same compressor, although the part is under warranty, could cost you anywhere from, say, $600 to $1,000 in labor and miscellaneous materials. So that's one thing we eliminated with our 12-year parts and labor warranty. And we're happy to be able to provide that to our customers.
That's huge. I can't tell you. I wish I had known about you guys about 6 or 7 years ago when I was building my home. It's cost me a fortune. Everybody listen to that one. That warranty to me sounds like an absolute blessing, really. That's just awesome, saving people a huge amount of money. We're going to be done just in a couple of minutes. Is there anything else you want to touch on that we have not, that would be really good information for our listeners to hear so that they know who to be looking for and why Dolphin Air is so amazing? Because I'm impressed right now.
Yeah, one thing I just want to cover is another thing that we like to teach our customers is when they're buying a new air conditioning unit, we like to show them the total cost of ownership. And what that means is we want to show you, say we're quoting you a replacement unit, and maybe you're getting other quotes from other companies. So what we like to show people is, one is the efficiency level of the unit, and then 2, how much extra you actually will pay in electricity costs for an inefficient unit versus maybe one that's a little bit more efficient. And over 10 to 12 years of the lifespan of the unit, that overpayment that you're going to pay in utility costs, on top of the fact that you don't have a 12-year warranty, if you look at that over a 12-year period, you'll see that you're actually going to end up paying a lot more for a unit that's probably not as nice as the one that we're going to offer to you. So inverter technology, that's kind of a new thing in the AC market, where the air conditioning unit, the air handler, everything is completely variable speed. So rather than you buying a unit and it running 100% of the time, like most traditional units do. The inverter unit has the ability to run anywhere from, say, 5% of its max speed up to 100%. And it actually can run about 700 different speeds. And what that does is it will actually save you tons of money on your electric cost. So we like to educate our customers on the total cost of ownership and, show them all their options, instead of, saying, this is all we have to offer. And, this is what we can offer you. We like to show them, all the options with all the different efficiency levels, and then let them make the best decision for their home.
Thank you. That is just, I love that. That more companies should do things like that. That's fantastic. That is a huge thing to set you apart, because I've never had a company do that for me, and I have had lots of quotes. So we're just about out of time, Ryan. Thank you so much. Question: how do people get a hold of you or Dolphin Air? They've got a problem, they want a new install, they want to learn more about what you do, warranties, etc. What's the best way for them to connect with you?
So they can call our office at 941-355-2171. They can also find us on the web at www.dolphin-ac.com.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Seriously, I really appreciate all the information you gave me. I think that our listeners are definitely going to be able to get a lot out of this. And so everybody have an amazing day. And you are listening to SRQ Radio Show on Society Bites Radio. Have a good one.
Yo, yeah. I know what time it is.
It's like a little noise. Freedom. Maybe. Believe my vision.